What can a poor boy with no paints, no brushes, and only broken crayons do in a world full of competition? Most would say nothing. But what if I told you those broken crayons helped him paint his destiny and changed not just his life, but his mother's too? This is not just a story about art. It's a story about vision, belief, and the unstoppable power of positive thinking. Stay with me till the end. This might be the most heartwarming story you hear today. In a quiet village surrounded by green fields and dusty roads lived a boy named Aarav. He was around 12 years old, thin, with curly hair and eyes that sparkled with dreams much bigger than his circumstances. Aarav had a special gift. He saw beauty where others saw brokenness. While most children rushed home after school, Aarav stayed behind, rummaging through dustbins and benches, picking up pieces of broken crayons that others had thrown away. To anyone else, they were useless. But to Aarav, they were treasure. His home was a tiny mud hut with a leaky roof. His father had passed away when he was just 5, and his mother, Mira, worked long hours in the scorching sun as a daily wage laborer. Despite this, Aarav never complained. He'd often say, "We may be poor in money, but I am rich in colors." He would draw on old newspapers, the backs of torn notebooks, or even in the dust on the ground. Trees, rivers, sunsets, and his favorite, his mother, smiling despite her tired eyes. One day, Aarav saw a poster stuck to a tree in the village market. It was a notice from a school in the nearby city. They were hosting an inter-school painting competition. The theme was My Dream India, and the winner would get a full scholarship for education. Aarav's heart leapt with hope. This was more than just a competition. It was a doorway out of struggle. He ran home and showed his mother. She smiled faintly, knowing they had no money for supplies, travel, or proper clothes. But Aarav wasn't worried. "I'll use my broken crayons," he said. "They've always helped me create magic." The day of the competition arrived. With borrowed school clothes and a small packet of crayon bits wrapped in paper, Aarav traveled to the city school. The hall was filled with students in neat uniforms, shiny shoes, and boxes full of paints, brushes, and fresh drawing sheets. Aarav sat quietly in a corner with a torn old piece of drawing paper. Some students giggled and whispered, mocking his crayons and poor appearance. But Aarav stayed calm. He had faced worse storms. He closed his eyes and thought about what My Dream India meant to him. And then he began to draw, not with his hands alone, but with his heart. He drew a powerful image, a barefoot mother shielding her child with a tattered sari under the hot sun, carrying bricks on her head, yet smiling. Behind her, instead of buildings or factories, Aarav drew a classroom with open doors and children inside, learning joyfully. He colored it all with broken crayons. When the judges came around, they stopped at Aarav's drawing and stared in silence. They were deeply moved. The picture didn't have the perfection of polished paint strokes, but it had emotion, truth, and hope, something no expensive brush could capture. When the results were announced, Aarav's name was called first. Not only had he won the competition, but the school management also decided to grant him full education, sponsor his art materials, and even offer his mother a job in the school's kitchen, giving her dignity and relief. Years passed. Aarav grew into a celebrated artist, known across the country, but he never forgot his roots. He started an initiative called Color from Cracks, teaching underprivileged children to draw, paint, and believe in their dreams. At the beginning of every workshop, he'd take out a small broken crayon and say, "This is not just wax and color. This is proof that even when life breaks you, you still have the power to create something beautiful if your heart stays strong and your mind stays positive. Dear friends, life lesson we learn from Aarav's story is positivity isn't ignoring pain. It's believing you can rise despite it. Your background doesn't define your future. Your mindset does. Even when your resources are limited, your imagination isn't. Kindness, hope, and courage can turn brokenness into brilliance. If this story touched your heart and inspired you in any way, then please don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for more powerful and meaningful stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Together, let's spread positivity, strength, and kindness. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay hopeful.